Hello, I'm Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be the February Tarotscope for the sign of Pisces. Okay, Pisces, this is your Tarotscope for February. I have shuffled the cards. I've laid out weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have an oracle card there. We have 3 astrology cards here. We'll get to all of those. I'm using the Hermetic Tarot. Backs look like this. They're just black and white. First card is the King of Wands, otherwise known as the Prince of Chariot of Fire. There we go. So, wand men have a tendency to become cruel if they're not listened to enough. There's a lot of fiery energy there. And you can see he's the prince of the chariot of fire. So a lot of fire energy there. Here we have a person who is hurtling along through the universe, bent on their mission, trying to attain their mission, trying to accomplish their mission. So in the first week of February, you find somebody who's not you, Pisces, but somebody who's very headstrong, who's inventive, who's creative, who's very hot-tempered, and just wants to really roll in there and get everything done. And it's followed by the Eight of Wands, which is called the Lord of Swiftness. And this is a Sagittarian energy. And this card is also somewhat fiery. It is a wand, and it's associated with the planet Mercury. So the Eight of Wands usually is indicative of a lot of activity, of a lot of things coming through the air, a lot of projects coming to you. It could be just many of any one thing that you're doing. So if you thought you were doing one project, you're doing 3. If you thought you were writing one paper, you're writing 5. Like just a lot. It just multiplies things. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is the Lord of established strength. So the Three of Wands is usually that guy standing holding a globe in one hand, looking out over his domain, his realm, his kingdom, and figuring out, strategizing what he's going to do in the future with his goods, with his resources. The Three of Wands in this deck is showing a little bit different thing. This is showing that you have strength, you are the established strength, and that you can accomplish things very well, as witnessed by the Aries references in this card. So by force, by pushing, by swiftness, by moving, even by dint of your personal will, you're going to be trying to get things done in this first week of February. And then for the second week, Pisces, what we have is the Six of Wands, which is the Lord of Victory. And this is a card that very often we find when people have won. They've triumphed. By dint of force over your first week of February, you were victorious. You got things to go the way you wanted them to go. And now you're on to something new, which is the Ace of Swords, the Lord of the Root of the Powers of Air. So there's that card. So you are starting up something that you dreamed up in your own little noggin. It looks like you're very powerful in that regard. It looks like you're going to be able to get a lot of this stuff off the ground. You're going to be very excited about it. But you're coming off of a lot of wand energy. King of Wands, Eight of Wands, Three of Wands, and then Six of Wands. Now you're switching to sword energy. And sword energy for you is not going to be as lucky as the wand energy. And in fact, you have the Nine of Swords following up the end of that second week. That's the Mars and Gemini card, and it's Lord of Despair and Cruelty. So not very happy at the end of the second week of February. Not able to really get what it is that we want. Ooh, that's a good picture. Not really able to get what it is that we want at the end of the second week of February. So it sounds like the second project in the second week of February is not going to go quite as well, or you're going to be very disappointed with the results, and in fact you may even become You may even be lost in despair, or you may begin to act cruelly towards those around you because of the failure of this project to get off the ground. Then we come to, now this is probably you, the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups usually comes in very emotional, Lord of Waves and Waters, and this is a Cancerian card. It's got the sign of Cancer all over it. It's water, water, water everywhere. And this is a card showing that you have some tricks up your sleeve, of one of your sleeves. I think only one. What is that on top? Oh, it's a peacock. Oh, isn't that interesting? So just below that little cascade of whatever that is, oh, that's his tail. That's his big old peacock tail. So right here at the top, that's a peacock tail. Those wings probably don't belong to the peacock. I think peacocks traditionally have pretty little wings, but they have magnificent tails. And so that's the peacock tail that we're looking at there. Okay. And so this is you deciding that it might be time to pull out your secret or your secret weapon or whatever. And that's when you get down to group work. That's when you really buckle down with others and begin to really put in the work. And there we have the Three of Pentacles, Mars in Capricorn, Lord of material work. It's also affiliated with Saturn. And that's when you really figure out how to get things done in the real world. The first week, you just pushed it through by your own sheer willpower. But in the second and third weeks, you figure out that you really got to work with people. You really got to think about what other people are thinking and feeling. And you got to include them in your plans, in your strategy, or it's not going to work. And in fact, you do have another helper, the Princess of Swords, Princess of the Rushing Winds. So this is a person who is going to be very intellectual, talkative, communicates well, and she's going to be able to help you with your project and help people understand what it is that you're trying to do. So that third week, I think, is not in the toilet yet. I think the third week we're going to salvage the project and things are going to be okay. Now, the Six of Swords tops the fourth week, and that is the Lord of Earned Success, and that's Mercury in Aquarius, very appropriate for this time of year. And the Six of Swords, remember, is that card in the Rider-Waite deck, which is usually moving from troubled waters to calm waters. And in this deck, it doesn't talk about any waters, it's talking about earned success. And the symbology here is the hands coming out of the clouds, or the angelic hands, are hanging tight on those swords. And they're not allowing anyone to really manage those swords. And we've even got a few extra swords pointing up towards Mercury and the Aquarius symbols there. So the Six of Swords is saying that you're gonna continue to work, and you're going to be able to pull this off. Now, sixes are also regularity. Swords are communication. So something about the Princess of Swords getting involved is very, very important for you. There's a lesson there. She's going to teach you how to communicate better, I think, and that's going to make it easier for you to get people to cooperate and help you with this project and with whatever it is that you're trying to do in the month of February. The next card that we have is the Seven of Cups, the Lord of Illusionary Success, and that's a Venus and Scorpio vibe. So this card is showing you that there will be other offers. There's going to be a lot of other offers. People are going to like what you're doing, and they're going to be making offers to you to come do it for me. Now, it's illusory success, so that veneer of success with other people telling you that they like what you're doing is probably not the avenue for you to have more success. You dreamed up this project yourself, so probably listening to your own ideas and maybe working more with the Princess of Swords and the Knight of Cups, which is probably you, but probably working more with the group, the Three of Pentacles group that did the group work. That's probably going to be more successful for you, Pisces, rather than taking up somebody new who offers you something from the Seven of Cups. And the final card is Three of Cups, Lord of Abundance, which is a really beautiful card. It combines Mercury and Cancer on this card. And this is telling me that what you started, you will finish in style. It will be very, very good, Pisces. Your project will really be well on its way to great success by the end of February. So that's really, really nice. So a little bump, little hiccup in the road there, but you're going to be okay. And the oracle card for you is trust. Trust. Trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that the people around you that you know what they're doing too, and that they're going to help you. Trusting that you do have the answers, trusting that you know what the answers really should be, trusting that your methods are sound and that you are the one who should be leading this project. These are all wrapped up in this card. The gist of it is to really trust yourself, but also to know when to trust others. In other words, to practice discernment so that you don't trust the wrong people. People that obviously shouldn't be trusted, like the ones showing up with the Seven of Cups. Don't trust all these offers. Now let's look at the astrology cards that we pulled. I haven't looked at these yet. So we have the Sun, the 10th house, the World, and the 4th house, Roots. Oh, that's very interesting. So let me talk about the Sun last. Let's start with the 4th house. So the 4th house has to do with the home that you were born in and the home that you will die in. So it's the roots of your life, but it's also the ending of your life. They used to call this house the beginning and ending of life. I don't think they call it that anymore. Nobody likes to talk about ends. But the 4th house is actually associated with the home, the actual real estate that the home is on, the family unit, what creates a home. You know, is it always a mother, a father, and 2 babies? No, it's who's ever living in the home and whoever is the head of the household, anybody who is somewhat dependent on that person for the use of the home. And that house is very much linked to the 10th house. They are across each other on the wheel of the horoscope. And the 10th house is usually your career, but it is you out in the world. And it does say the world after the 10th house. And so these 2 cards coming up for you tell me, Pisces, that part of what you're really aiming for, what you're really trying to create, is a base for your family and you so that you have security in the world. A lot of the water signs very often worry about security because they don't want to be alone and they don't want to let their families suffer or live in a bad way. So they usually, even though they are intuitive people and very sensitive people, they usually are also pretty keen on whatever their job is to, you know, make good money, to be reliable, to be a good worker, to have a good work career, so that their legacy is really to be safe and secure for their family, to leave something wonderful for their family. And by doing that, they end up having these pretty amazing careers that really puts them out in the world and gives them a great deal of visibility. So it's very interesting to me. It isn't always just the Capricorns and the Aries and Scorpios of the world that go out and make everybody notice them. Very often it's like a Pisces or a Cancer. I did just mention Scorpio. They're a little more ambitious. All the fixed signs are pretty ambitious. But the Cancers and you, Pisces, sometimes turn out to be just the most extraordinary people in the work world, and they are usually recognized for their abilities. And then we have the Sun. So the Sun is shining on you. The Sun is giving you victory. It's also giving you good health. It's giving you the ability to create things. It's giving you chi. It's giving you newness. It's blessing you in all of the projects that you're trying to do. So I hope this was a wonderful reading for you, Pisces. It was very interesting for me. I love these cards. I hope you liked them. And I'm sorry for the glare. We had to move the lights just before I did this video, and I don't have them exactly placed where I'd like to, and there's too much glare, so I'll move them around before next time. But please leave me a comment down below about this reading. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.